inequality, poverty, and dismantling of public services crucial to our people's well-being. The DA-led coalition under Ramaphosa has perpetuated the indignity of South Africans by preserving a constitutional framework that serves the elite rather than the people of this country. The Constitution, hailed as progressive, has in fact become an obstacle to land reform and the transformation of the restoration of dignity, I beg your pardon. It protects the property rights of those who historically stole the land and ensures the continued marginalization of the majority. Under the MK party, we would scrap the constitutional supremacy in favor of that which prioritizes the dignity and sovereignty of the people. We believe that only returning to parliamentary sovereignty can we enact laws that truly reflect the will of the people and restore their dignity through land reform and the empowerment of traditional leadership. This is what a revolutionary government delivers in 100 days. Indeed, the current constitution stands in a way of reclaiming our land and mineral resources. The DA-led coalition has used constitutional protections and the ANC ambivalence to delay land expropriation and the nationalization of mineral resources, allowing white monopoly capital and foreign corporations to continue plundering our people, our wealth. The MK party would move swiftly to repeal this constitution, which safeguards the interest of the elite and restore parliamentary sovereignty, which allows elected representatives to act in the best interest of the people. Through this, we would ensure that land and resources are transferred back into the hands of the people, using the wealth of our country to benefit all South Africans, not just a privileged few. This is what a revolutionary government delivers in 100 days. Under the guise of constitutional sovereignty, the DA-led coalition has stripped the people of their power, governing through an elite judicial system rather than the will of the people. Instead, the ANC's obsession with so-called constitutionalism, it has alienated the masses from the decision-making processes. MK would return to parliamentary sovereignty, placing power back in the hands of the people's elected representatives. We would ensure that the decisions regarding the future of South Africa, especially those concerning economic transformation and land reform, are made by the people, for the people, without an interference from the elite neoliberal constitution that protects the interests of the few. This is what a revolutionary government would do in 100 days in office. Indeed, the DA-led coalition's adherence to neoliberal constitution has locked South Africa into an economic system that benefits white monopoly capital at the expense of the majority. This constitution was designed to protect the wealth of those who control the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, commonly known as the JSE, and ensure the continued exploitation of our resources by foreign interest. The MK party would scrap this constitution and introduce an economic model that prioritizes the people. We would reclaim our economy from the grip of white monopoly capital and ensure that the wealth generated from our land and resources is reinvested in the development of our communities rather than following into the pockets of foreign shareholders. This is what a revolutionary government would do in 100 days. Under the DA-led coalition's constitution, education and technological development have been left to decay, with the elite and sending their children to private schools, while the masses suffer an underfunded system. Indeed, this constitution has protected the interests of those who already hold power, ensuring that human capital development remains the privilege of the few. MK would scrap this constitution and introduce policies that invest heavily in building our human capital and technological capabilities, ensuring that every South African has access to quality education and the skills needed to thrive in this modern world. This is what a responsible revolutionary government would deliver in 100 days. The DA-led coalition's adherence to constitutional sovereignty has allowed the continued control of urban spaces by a wealthy minority, while the majority remain confined to informal settlements. Indeed, this constitution has been a barrier to spatial justice, ensuring that the legacy of apartheid geography remains intact. MK would scrap the current constitution and prioritize parliamentary sovereignty, allowing us to reclaim urban and rural spaces for our people. We must embark on a radical program of land redistribution and spatial transformation, creating inclusive and equitable cities and towns that serve the South Africans, not just a few elite people. This is what a responsible government would deliver in 100 days. Indeed, the DA-led coalition's failure to reform the justice system has allowed corruption, crime, and violence to flourish. The Constitution has tied the hands of lawmakers, preventing them from enacting reforms that would protect the people. The MK party would restore parliamentary sovereignty and scrap the Constitution, allowing us to build a justice system that serves the people. We would reform law enforcement, tackle crimes at its roots, and ensure that every South African feels safe and secure in their community. Under the MK leadership, the safety and the security of the people would be paramount, and we would build a system that protects the many, not just a few. This is what a responsible revolutionary government would do in 100 days. The DA-led coalition's allegiance to constitutional sovereignty has undermined South Africa's sovereignty on the global stage. Indeed, the Constitution has been used to justify the government's capitulation to foreign powers and their economic interest, allowing white foreigners to continue controlling our resources and wealth. MK would scrap this constitution and reclaim South Africa's sovereignty by ensuring that the country is governed in the interests of the people. It's governed in the interests of the people, not global elites. We would assert South Africa's position as a leader in Africa and the world, championing the cause of oppressed people everywhere and standing firm against neo-colonialism. This is what a responsible revolutionary government that would do in 100 days. Indeed, the DA-led coalition has delayed the implementation of an efficient and effective healthcare system, hiding behind constitutional constraints that favor private healthcare over public services. The current constitution protects the rights of the wealthy to access world-class private healthcare while leaving the majority to serve